Hola, buenos dias. Me llamo Christian Jose, and today I'm presenting my project on Dia de los Muertos, also known as Day of the Dead. This is a very important holiday in the Mexican tradition. It represents the remembrance of loved ones who have passed away. And although there's many misconceptions specifically here in America, there's so much to learn from this important holiday. What is Day of the Dead? Well, it's celebrated November 1st and the 2nd. It's a time where family members can remember their loved ones by visiting their graves and being allowed to put ofrendas, which is like an altar representing their loved ones, whether it be their favorite foods, like sugar skulls, or put water, or any various things that represent who they are. And all the ofrendas will be unique to them. Families believe that keeping or remembering their loved ones keeps their memory alive. That's a big part of it. If the families just let the graves be empty, they won't get to truly keep their loved ones' memory alive. They want to keep their loved ones' memory alive by visiting them every single year and leaving them with gifts. It is a joyful celebration, not a scary holiday. Even though many people might believe with the skeletons and all of that it's scary and it's supposed to be fearful, but it's actually a joyful celebration that represents how much they remember and respect their loved ones that have passed away and no longer with them. History. So it began around 3,000 years ago with the Aztecs and many other various indigenous groups. It combined with Catholic traditions and has been passed on through generations and generations till today. Ofrendas, also known as the altars. The altars are basically where the family members are allowed to present various things that represent their loved ones and who they were and what they loved. For example, various food items like tamales or sugar skulls that can also put water, pictures of their loved ones, any objects that represent them or who they were as a person. And these are very important because these are kind of just like sending a message to their loved ones and showing them how much they love and appreciate them. Now let's talk about some of the various symbols that are associated with Dia de los Muertos, also known as Day of the Dead. We have the La Cachina, and we also have sugar skulls. The La Cachina was created by Jose Guadalupe Posada. It's a symbol that everyone is equal in death. So whether you have been wealthy or not wealthy, you're both equal in death. It's also more of an elegant skeleton. Then we also have sugar skulls, decorated with bright colors, represents deceased loved ones, and celebrates life instead of fearing death, which basically means that we're celebrating the life they lived instead of being sad about them passing away. Traditions. So traditions, families typically build altars, also known as ofrendas, where they can put various items that represent their loved ones and the life they lived. They also are really big on cooking their foods that their loved ones enjoyed when they were still alive. Sharing meals, playing music, telling stories about their loved ones that are no longer here with them. Food. So a big part of the Day of the Dead is their food. They like to cook food that represents their loved ones and food that their loved ones enjoy. So some of the main traditional foods that they have are pan de muerto, tamales, sugar skulls, hot chocolate, and more. So there are a lot of misconceptions that come with Day of the Dead, specifically here in America. I know a lot of us may think it's the Mexican version of Halloween, but it's far from that actually. It's more about remembering the loved ones and the life that they lived. It is not supposed to be scary or fearful. It's supposed to be a joyful celebration to remember those that lived and enjoyed the life that they did have to live. Skeletons don't represent fear or evil. They're actually symbolize that death is a natural part of life and that it always has to happen eventually. So some fun facts about Day of the Dead is UNESCO recognizes it as an important cultural tradition. Families sometimes spend the night in cemeteries. Marigolds are called flowers of the dead, and every altar is unique. So it basically means no one altar will be the same. Every families have different traditions, different foods, different objects that represent the person that they are celebrating that has passed away. Why it matters. This holiday is important because it allows families to celebrate their loved ones that are no longer here with us. It preserves traditions such as cooking certain foods, doing certain dances, and it honors the ancestors. Although their ancestors aren't there with them, they're still allowed to honor them, and the ancestors are allowed to receive it. It keeps memories alive. Like I said earlier, they tell short stories that remind them of their family members that passed away, and it's a great fellowship experience for those that are grieving. So here are my sources: UNESCO, Day of the Dead, Mexico, Intangible Cultural Heritage, the Smithsonian Institution, What is Dia de los Muertos, National Geographic, Day of the Dead Explained, the history of Dia de los Muertos from the Institute of National Anthropology, and images courtesy of Canva Elements. The end. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I thoroughly enjoyed presenting to you about Dia de los Muertos, also known as Day of the Dead, and I hope you learned so much just like I did.